Looking for clarity and confidence when it comes to decision making for your business? You've come to the right place. You're now listening to the Atomic Business Coaching Podcast.
I am Adam, and I work on the business.
And I work on the owner.
Together, we are Atomic Business Coaching.
And we're in the business of helping owners.
All right. This is a big day for us. We've been waiting a long time, and we are going to be officially announcing our community here on this podcast. Right, Tom?
Yes, we are. We are excited. I can't believe it. Facebook communities. Who knew? Who knew we'd be here? That's what I never thought of, having a Facebook community prior to talking about it with our team and coming up with it. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, same here. It wasn't ever a thing I thought of. I've been a part of communities that are helping each other to really achieve one similar goal. I've been a part of masterminds. I've been a part of networking groups. But our team really said that, hey, this podcast is so good, but it's one-dimensional, one-directional, right? We can only speak to you. You can't speak back to us. And we've had people reach out to us and work with us and hire us, but not everybody can do that. So what we are doing is we are creating a Facebook group, which we'll put the link in here. It is a private group, but it is free to join. And inside of this group, what we are going to be doing is amplifying our podcast. And what I mean by that is we're enhancing everything that we talk about here. So you've listened to us by now, or if this is your first time, welcome. Thank you. But you've listened to us, and we give you the insights into what it's like to be a small business owner, the experiences that we have had as business owners, the trials and tribulations our clients have had, and how we have walked them through some of those things. What we can't really do is help you with your individual situation. We also can't help you with the tactics on how to implement all these things that we're talking about. So what our team recognized is if we create this Facebook group, we can come in there on a weekly basis and talk about our previous podcast and talk about here's ways you can actually implement all those things we've just spoken about. Here's ways you can act on the solutions that we spoke about inside of the podcast. So it's brand new. We have never done anything like this before in this format, but we have been doing this for decades in other small groups. So it's just a new platform with an old way of doing things. So, Tom, what do you want to say about it?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a great opportunity. And I just want to really emphasize how intentional this is. A lot of people just start a Facebook group for the sake of starting a Facebook group. And, you have people that participate and engage, and there's sometimes misdirection that happens. And, one of the things I really want to highlight is this is extremely intentional. Adam and I are diligently planning out our 48 episodes for the next 48 episodes. One aired last week, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna have 48 episodes, 48 topics full of intentionality, where you can really get the idea of conceptually what we're talking about on the podcast, and then really be able to implement it into your business and your life as you attend our weekly masterclasses, which is going to be one of the key features of the Facebook group, is a free weekly masterclass where you can come and be part of the group and get the full experience and see how you may want to implement something, get advice on it. And it's just going to be it's going to bring that really important intention to everything that we're doing as business owners, and we're reinforcing how important it is to do things with intention.
Right. And so let's talk about the structure a little bit. So every week, Tom and I will be live on Facebook, and there will be a Zoom meeting that any of our members can attend. And what this is going to be is each week we're either going to have a masterclass or we're going to have a question and answer session. And we're going to flip those back and forth. Every other week will be a masterclass, and every other week will be a question and answer session. And what's going to happen in these is in the masterclass meetings, they'll be about an hour long. And we are going to spend about 20 minutes explaining the tactics on the most recent podcast. Here are the ways to implement things. Here are strategies that you can use. We're actually going to be giving away free tools, okay? Like we have this client avatar tool that we can give to you so you can set that up. We have budgeting tools. We have books that we're going to give away. We have challenges that we're going to do. So we will spend the first 20 minutes kind of more of I guess you could say classroom education style. We may just be talking directly to you. We may have some slide decks or some things that we'll pull up on the screen. And then the remainder of the 40 minutes will be to talk to you individually. If you're on the Zoom with us, you'll be there and you can talk to us. If you follow us just in the Facebook Live, you can comment, and our assistant Laura will go in there and direct comments back to us. But the agenda here and the intention here is that once we give you the information, you can then ask us very specific questions. You can make comments on how things have worked or haven't worked to you. And together we'll be able to work through those so you can have a more successful business and a more successful life. So that's what the masterclasses are going to be. On the question and answer sessions that we're going to do, okay, we are going to have very specific topics, things that we've either helped people with. We're kind of going to let you behind the scenes and how we have cracked the code to certain things, or how we have allowed business owners to amplify their success, or how we have allowed them to, one of my big things is take a vacation every 90 days. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna give you a little bit of information. That'll probably be about a 10-minute discussion in the beginning of us explaining the topic, and we will let you know before that so you can come prepared with questions. And then we are going to have like a fireside chat where you can go back and forth and ask us more and more questions about these things. And again, like Tom is saying, the purpose is to be intentional. So we can give you the advice, recommendations, observations that you've been looking for since you've been listening to our podcast.
Yeah, and it's such a great opportunity too, being in those Zoom meetings with other business owners, other people going through the same thing. And it's also a great opportunity to network and see how you can help each other. That's really the part of this community too, is being able to network with other people while learning and implementing things in your business. And, you can have an accountability buddy. I've mentioned that term before. Like, if you meet somebody in the group and like, oh, we're going to work on this thing this week. Great. Does anybody want to, collaborate and share their experiences and maybe troubleshoot with each other? And it's a real great opportunity for you to build relationships with other business owners if that is something that you're looking for. A lot of us that are solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, and if you don't have a business partner, Adam and I have each other, but it's still great to reach out to other people and to experience what they're going through, because you need to do that. And like we said in the past, that shared experience releases certain hormones that really help to motivate you to be successful. And we want that for you. And that's the other part of this group, is to be an extreme benefit to you, really working for you to build your business, to make it better, and to implement everything that we talk about so that you too can be successful.
Right, and these networking opportunities will also be intentional, right? Tom and I run a very large networking group called Long Island Networkers. So we are professionals at that as well, and we will help facilitate some of that networking when we spot ideas of people who should be matched up together. But here's the cool thing about this is we're not just going to let anybody in, right? Mm-hmm. There's some questions that you have to answer to get in here. So, we're not going to have people in here that wouldn't be a good fit for what we do. So, for instance, we may have someone who is an employee at some company and just wants to advance their career. While we may be able to help them with stuff like that, that's really not who we're here to help. We are here to help business owners, right? We can certainly help employees, but we are here to help business owners make their lives and their businesses more successful, right? One of the things that we truly try to do is get people to $100,000 months. That is not easy by any way, shape, or form. But it is definitely possible if you can simplify the business, get out of your own way, and do the things that are required to get there. And we are going to give you all of those tactics. So when we are asking these questions to have people in, unfortunately, some of you may be declined to join the group. And really, the people that we look to work with the most, and we think will benefit the most inside of this group, are people that are in professional services, right? People that are in financial services, people that are in health and wellness. These are really the people that we can help most. If you're a consultant in any aspect, that's who we can help. You're consulting other people in a very specific domain, and we can help consult you in what you're trying to do to help other people. And this is the advice and recommendations and inspiration that you'll get through this Facebook group. Again, 100% free. Tom and I are dedicating our time to the podcast. And now we're going to be dedicating an extra hour to hour and a half every single week inside of this free Facebook group to help all of you out. So I can't say it enough. I'm nervous about it. I'm excited about it. It's like got all those emotions wrapped up in one.
Yeah, well, it's going to be such a huge learning experience for us. Like we said before, this is the first time we're doing something like this, but we're so excited. And I have this great partner, this guy Adam over here, who is a master planner, and we are planning out every aspect. The posts are planned out. Everything that you're going to see in the group is coming from a place of intentionality and being planned out so that we can optimize your experience. And, you mentioned, Adam, people in professional services, financial services, wellness, and personal development. What people don't always realize is they're all consultants. They're all consultants in some way. They're experts, and they may be agencies. And when you come into the group, you're going to see that it says consultants, agencies, and experts, because we want to diversify and have as many people share their expertise that provide these types of services to other clients. We all are clients of somebody of these services as business owners. So it's everybody you work with in your world could benefit from it, especially as a business owner, even a vendor. If you run your own business as a vendor, you are a huge expert in what you sell and what you provide to a business. So you can incorporate your whole world into this experience. And that's one of the things I'm excited about, is to see the diversity of everybody in this group, because I think will be so much opportunity for people to give such different perspective on things. And I want to make a comment about engagement. We want people to be engaged in the group. We want, when we put out a post and ask a question, we want people to engage in that question and offer their expertise and offer their maybe disagreement or whatever to stir the conversation. We're not looking for a group of people of yes people. We want conversation. We want deep-seated, we want a little bit of conflict, but healthy conflict, where we can really come out of our comfort zones and come out of our perspectives to see the other side of things, so that we can develop ourselves as people and as business owners at the same time.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be productive for everybody involved there. That's why there'll be no bullshit like politics or, where I went on vacation or, we're not going to.
When you go on vacation, we'll celebrate. You can say you're going on vacation, so we can celebrate that you're taking the time for yourself. But we don't want to know anything, especially, and we definitely don't want to know no politics. You'll be kicked out of the group. We won't tolerate any of that stuff. But
I want to go back. I want to go back to something you said about the experts, because that was I think you summed it up perfectly there. That's what this group really is for. It's for people who are experts. Whether you're blue collar or you're white collar, or, you have been doing this for 20 years or you've been doing it for 2. If you can qualify yourself as an expert in a very specific area that you are helping people with, you are solving their problem, we believe that this group will benefit you, your business, and your customers and clients, right? Because the more educated and developed that you get, the better you can be in that area of expertise, right? Most people start their businesses as a passion, or they have a skill set, right? And they are very good at that thing. What they forget, or what they maybe don't know, is when you run a business, you have to have a different set of skills, which is being a business owner. So we have so many of our clients, like we have people in the plumbing industry, we have an architect, we have a physical therapist, that these people were really experts in what they did. And as they had relative success, they were like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to run a business. And that's really what this is about. We're not going to tell you how to be an expert where you are an expert at. We're going to help you with the areas that maybe you're lacking in, that are required to operate a successful business and be a successful business owner. These are the areas that we can really add value to you, your life, your family, your clients, by just coming and attending and asking questions and learning.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, right? You'll actually be able to understand more in depth what it means when Adam says, I work on the business, and when I say I work on the owner. We're going to bring that element. And when we did the 48 episodes that we thought about, there is the combination of the business and the owner and the mindset, and then there's the work less, right? There's all of those things working together so that we can help you to 10x your revenue and work less, and help you to get to where you want to be financially, but also where you want to be fulfilled in your life and your business, so that you can live that life of harmony. And we're going to be talking about the principles from our book. We're going to be talking about different, and we're going to spend more time on those things that we talk about in 20 minutes of a podcast episode. we're going to go in much more depth because we're going to have the whole week. And that's something I want to mention about the structure too, is each week, we're going to let our podcast episodes are going to come out on Fridays, and we're going to have a live masterclass or Q&A session on Thursday nights. And the key is that we're going to talk about all of that episode starting on Friday all the way to next Thursday when we meet for that live or that Q&A session. So again, it's not just something we're going to talk about once and gloss over. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go into detail, and then we're going to give you all the tactics that you need to successfully implement it into your business when we do our lives.
That's good. So you know what? Since you mentioned the 48 different episodes that we've planned out and how we have basically 3 areas that we're speaking about. One is working on your business, one is working on the owner, and one is working less. Okay? Why don't let's talk about some of the episodes. Let's give them some of the topics. So I'll bring up one for the business. I'll bring up a couple for the business, right? And then you go a couple for the owner.
Yep.
And then we'll both kind of go back and forth on some of the less. So here are some of the topics that we'll talk about. So one of them, I think this is episode 8 here. I don't know if they're in chronological order when we're going to release them, but we just had them listed out in our 48 episodes. So this one is called Find the Edge, right? So we're going to really have a podcast about how you find the edge in your business, how you can really differentiate yourself as compared to your competitors. And we're going to give examples on the podcast and show you who's done it and talk about a great book called the Blue Ocean Strategy that I have implemented. Even the firm that oversees my licensing, they've named their company after that. I've met the author. It's really cool. So when you find your edge in business, okay, you can differentiate yourself from your competitors. And when we give you the tactics on how to do that inside of the masterclass, you can actually go out there and prove to a prospect why you are so different than your competitors, even if your competitors are multi-billion-dollar corporations. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the episodes that I have as a business. What's one of yours as the owner?
So one of the things that we're going to introduce is, I don't know how many people are familiar with Conscious Leadership, but Conscious Leadership is a great book, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, written by Dethmer and all. Basically, they go into what it means to be a conscious leader. And one of the things that we want to do is help to improve your curiosity and teach you to learn how to continuously learn in your business, how to continuously ask more questions, and how to embrace this idea of being a learner versus being right. And it's a great concept from Conscious Leadership. And I wanted to bring that in, and we're going to do an episode on that. And obviously we'll do a live on that, but it's really to help you be the leader of your business that your business deserves. And so that you can expand and not fail, because we all know that when you are committed to being right all the time, you're not open to new ideas and innovation. And that's when a business starts to fail. So we want to give you the tools to be able to be that effective leader coming from a learner mindset. So we'll talk about that, and I'm really excited about that one. That's going to be one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, Tom has a nice slide deck for that one too. It's really cool. And so another one for the business is we're going to talk about the new vision for your business. And most people, everybody listening to this who is a business owner knows about your mission and your vision, right? We all know, I got to have a mission, got to have a vision. You put it on your website and you forget about it. And sometimes you're talking and you're like, I don't even remember what that is. Well, what we're going to talk about is having a new vision for your business as an internal construct, okay? What your employees need to know, what you need to know, and really where you're headed. So we're going to talk about how to shift your mindset on thinking about the vision for your company as an internal thing that everyone can build a culture on, everyone can drive towards. So on the podcast, we'll discuss how this operates, what the usages of it is, how you would really craft the thought process to build it. And then in the Q&A session, we're actually going to have people tell us what they've written for their vision, and we're going to critique it. And we're going to say, well, this is how, that's great for the public and for your website, but then this is how you would actually use it internally inside of your company. Or someone will tell us, I'm like, that's unbelievable. Now, how do you execute on implementing that vision? And we'll talk about those types of things. So yeah, that one, the vision it's always it's a very convoluted subject for people, and we're going to try to clarify that for you.
Yeah, and that's, part of developing a good vision and a good mission is also being very self-aware about yourself and what you're trying to achieve. And self-awareness is going to be another one of those episodes that we do. And we're calling it a way of life and how to practice it, right? And we're talking about reflection and how to develop more self-awareness and understand what you really need to do in your business that you may not be good at, that you may need other people for. And it's really raising that level of self-awareness. You know, I do this in coaching. The goal of coaching is to build self-awareness and to raise it to a different level. And, you know, we'll talk about self-reflection activities. We'll talk about like even assessing your own leadership style. And it's a nice segue from the conscious leadership to go into your leadership style. Like, are you a coach as a leader? Or are you more diplomatic? Or are you authoritative? And we'll talk about what those things really mean and what they're about so that you can become more aware of what your style of leadership will be as the owner of your business so that you can be an effective leader.
Great. And so one of the ones about working less, right? So this is many people's request is how do I work less in my business but still make a lot of money? One of them we're going to do is the 6-step system that we have, 6-step process that we have to allowing you to work less. And I'll give it away for you right here. Number 1, you got to have systems. Number 2, you have to have a process. Number 3, you have to put job descriptions together. Number 4, you have to hire. Number 5, you have to train. And then number 6, you have to manage those people. Right? So we're going to talk about each of those areas on the podcast and what they do and how they operate and, you know, the ways that these can allow you as the leader of your company, because you'll go from a practitioner to a leader once you do these things. You as the leader of your company can actually work less. Okay. Then in our masterclass for that, we will actually be showing you how to implement those things. They're very specific, especially the systems and the processes. Right. So during the processes part, we're going to actually give you a template on how to write an SOP, a standard operating procedure. We do this with all of our coaching clients. We make them go through this. And for every job that they have now or they would like to have a year from now hired for, we have them write an SOP. It seems daunting. It seems like, oh, my God, I've never done that. But once you can craft this in a very simple manner, you can give that to an employee and they'll know exactly what to do. You don't need to be there anymore. They just have to meet those expectations. And then when you get to the last step of managing, you're just looking at that and saying, did you meet the expectation or not? If you did, wonderful. How do we do it even better or faster or more effectively? And if you didn't, okay, what's going wrong? You know, what went right? What went wrong? What do I need help with? That's our thing that we always talk about. So that's one of the working less ones. And what do you have for one of the working less ones?
Right. So one of the working less ones is now that you have all these people to delegate to, you could actually take time for the people that matter. So we're going to do an episode on spending time with the people that you want to spend time with and eliminating all the time thieves in your world so that you don't give in to people that are stealing your time. And you really use that time now that you have the ability to work less. You are spending it with the people that really matter. And important in that is spending time with yourself. And we'll talk about how to do more self-care and what that really means and how not to feel guilty that you have this free time, that you're not going to spend it with your family, but you're going to spend it with yourself and being able to do those things. And we'll go through like, what are those time thieves? We'll go through we'll probably set up do something. I've used this in a procrastination work tool before, as a procrastination tool before, to see where you're really spending your time. Like how much time do you spend in your business? How much time do you spend watching TV or scrolling through social media? And look at what all the time thieves are so that we can pull back and say, oh, I don't need to spend my time there anymore. I can spend it here. And this is why I am working so hard to work less. And delegating to people so I can work less is to spend it the right way and the way that I really want to.
Dude, I'm listening to you. You got so much passion talking about this. I love it.
I am stoked, man. I am so excited for this because I think it's going to be such. To me, I am so proud of us and the team for saying, you guys have this great content on the podcast. How do you want to use it? And we're just using this to create this continuity. Right. And I think that's what I really hope that one of the things people get out of this whole experience is that we do everything purposefully and intentionally because we want to help everyone to do the same in their businesses. The way you and I are executing this strategy from doing the podcast to doing the post to developing the tools to doing the masterclass and to helping people all in that process. And you may not get something out of the live, but you got something out of the podcast, or you may get something out of the post that you're not going to get out of the live. And that's all good. As long as you get something out of it, that's what we want. Right. If you just take away one thing each week that you can implement effectively in your business and it can have a significant change in your business, then we have done our jobs. And that's what we're really here. Because Adam, for me, this is a purpose filler. This helps us to fulfill the purpose that we are here for. And it's a great way to do it. And we can reach so many more people in a group than we can meet one-on-one and be able to share our expertise and be able to really help and give them what they need.
Yeah, we even considered doing a group coaching and stuff like that. And we were like, you know what, let's just do it for free. And, I have built many of my businesses by giving my best stuff away for free, right? It's fine to give that away. I mean, these are things that people would normally, other coaches would charge to do. And we're going to give it away for free because, listen, we have a great client book that comes and works with us. And we have the time to give this away. And we want to affect more people's lives. And listen, inside of this group, there'll be opportunities for you to work with us one-on-one, right? You can come and speak to us. We're going to give some stuff away. We're going to give some sessions away for free. We're going to have some one-on-one coaching opportunities for people. So there's going to be a variety of things that come out for you to enhance this and make it more individualistic. But the thing is, I have done masterminds for a long time. I have done networking for a long time. And you may be thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous to go in here. I'm nervous to get involved and be engaged. Well, you're not alone. Many people have felt that way before. And what they found is by being in these groups, they may just be silent and observe. And the amount that you can learn from listening to other people's experiences and what they have gone through and how they have solved it and what they have struggled with, you can change your life just by watching and hearing what other people are doing. And that is part of this intentionality. When we're going to have, 30, 50, 60 people in this live meeting, not everyone's going to get a chance to talk, and maybe you don't want to. But the amount of information you can gain from hearing someone else and our response to what they're asking us could change your life. So, you mentioned one other thing, Tom, about the team, and I want to give a special shout out because I have known this gentleman and his partner for about 3 or 4 years now. And Tom and I started working with them earlier this year. And they were really the catalyst of us doing this group. We had an idea of like, hey, we could do something. And they really launched this. So I want you guys to look up. You can go on Instagram and look these guys up. They are incredible. So Travis Brown and Dan Thomas. These two guys own a company called Social Boom. And what they really do is they help creators, they help business owners to get their voice out there. And they've done a wonderful job with us. And they have pivoted to really, and through their own experience, a credit to them is they don't do anything unless they've done it themselves first and they've proven out that it works. They have created some Facebook groups that are providing so much value. And we're lucky enough that I think we're their first group that they're going to do this with as a partnership. So they're going to be helping us craft this. They're going to be helping us. They're going to have their team and they're engaging to make sure that if you do ask a question, you get it answered right away. We have a gentleman, Jose, that'll be in there to answer all your questions and give you the information. We have our assistant, Laura, who will be coming in there and answering things or getting you to the place you need to, or if you can't find the Zoom link, getting that over to you. So I want to thank our whole team, obviously, but really, Dan Thomas and Travis Brown, I can't thank you two enough of really having our back, seeing our vision, and taking it in a whole nother direction that we would have never considered if you didn't give us the opinion. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And I mean, the organization that they have provided to this is insane. Yeah. I mean, it is so it's such a well-oiled machine that it's been so easy for us to really execute on, and they made it so simple. And I'm so grateful for them for making it simple, because it was for people who don't know what they're doing. Like, we don't know what we're doing with a Facebook group. They have come in and they have really taught us what we need to do, how we need to do it. And we couldn't be more grateful for their support in being able to run this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, after they told us what was involved, me and Tom were like, nope, it's too much work. And they really did come in and say, well, we got you back. So We have an amazing partnership with them, but you should really check them out, see what they do too. They're great people, really effective at what they do. And they, in their own realm, have changed people's lives as well. So, guys, if you're listening, thanks so much.
Yep.
And this is how it's going to go. Every Friday now, we're changing our structure. We used to release on Wednesdays, but every Friday morning, our podcast is going to be released. So if you subscribe, wherever you listen, on Apple or on Spotify or Amazon now, wherever you listen to this, and I think we're on like 35 different podcast platforms, if you subscribe to us, you will get a notification on Friday morning that the episode is out. And it gives you an opportunity to listen to it on your drive to work or as you're getting ready in the morning, and you'll have the whole weekend to listen to that. And then on Monday mornings, you'll start seeing, hey, here's the information about the masterclass or the live that will be on Thursday. You'll be able to sign up to attend that on the Zoom, or of course, you can just be there when we broadcast it live on Facebook as well. And anyone who does come to the Zooms or subscribes for free, right? There's no cost to this, subscribes to our newsletter list, we will be sending you out the recordings if you request as well. So if you happen to miss it, we will give you the Zoom recording as long as you're a part of us, which is zero cost to you. And hey, man, I'm really excited about it. So you know how to reach us, atomicbusinesscoaching.com. Ooh, by the way, new website coming out, or it's out by the time this releases. Yeah. It's out. New website, and I'll give another shout out, Simple Sweet Sites. That's simplesweetsites.com. That's Sarah Laval, the owner and founder and very good friend of Tom and I's. She has done an amazing job on our website. So atomicbusinesscoaching.com, you can reach us there. And she's been good enough to really make sure that in the contact us section, there's every way to get in touch with us. So you can go there to find us in any way, shape, or form. And check out the group. We will put that link in the show notes, obviously. If you have a question or need to get it, you can always email us at info@atomicbusinesscoaching.com. Again, that's info@atomicbusinesscoaching.com. Look forward to it, and we're going to have a great 2024, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.